So this is the 5 skill sets you must have as an inverted winger to finish more in the game. And the first technique we're going to look at is the inside cut and finish. Now this can be utilized on top of the box or just inside, but more likely effective once you enter the space in an angle where you can aim for the far post. And obviously some players like Mbappe can go for near post, but generally speaking you can see a lot of players using this technique or the angle, utilizing it to go far post, just bending it around the goalkeeper. So first one is very simple. Once I approach the yellow pole, I'm going to do an inside cut, making my movement parallel to the box, to the line of the 18 box. So which means I'm going to be moving sideways, then I'm going to be looking at my body, pointing towards the corner flag, imaginary corner flag on that side, and that's going to help me to bend the ball around the goalkeeper using the momentum. So slowly, it's going to look there, push out, run sideways, and we're going to bend it just around the corner. That was not bad. So in this case, the technique we are looking to use actually the inside. You want to push the ball as hard as you can using your inside, and that's going to just simply bend the ball around the goalkeeper's reach and possibly around the defender. So in the game, if the defender comes out to block your shot, you can actually use the defender to kind of guide as a reference point to bend the ball around the goalkeeper or the defender, and that's going to help the ball to get to the side net. And generally speaking, when I'm aiming for the side net, I look just outside because I want to maximize the ball bending in, and I look outside and it's going to hit hopefully the post or the side net and then go in. So we can approach the ball, well, we can approach the defender, slow push and finish. And again, it doesn't have to be a gorgeous top corner. A lot of times that's not going to happen in the game. So you just have to be able to bend the ball, maybe bottom corner, but generally speaking, just going to the side net. So we can approach, little in out. Sometimes as ugly as that is, it can go in. Or just go barely outside. So do a lot of practice. Let's go on to the next one. So the next one is going to be an inside cut, inside half cut, and then a shot. So if my first one was the inside cut, there was a bigger touch running on top of the box. Maybe I take 1, 2, 3 steps in order for me to strike the ball. But the half cut is going to be a shorter distance where I simply open up the angle for me to execute. And obviously because I am taking less steps to approach the ball to strike, there might be less power or momentum behind the ball. So now it's all about just generating the power using your hip flexors and the core and simply maximizing your technique to bend the ball around the goalkeeper's reach. So let's give that a go. So we go slow, and just that much is enough where I can simply get the ball away from the defender's reach. So picture this, the defender is tight and you have to pull the ball almost parallel or even slightly backwards to make sure that my shot doesn't get blocked. So here we go, there, open and finish. Oh, slow, little dip and out and bend around. Sometimes that type of finish on the ground can be a really effective one because obviously I'm expecting there to be a lot of traffic inside the box. So with that said, sometimes you can use those defenders or the bodies inside the box as a decoy or to block the vision for the goalkeeper so you can get a nice bend around those defenders and away from the defender's reach or goalkeeper's reach. Well, how about the technique? The technique remains the same. My hips are still pointing towards the corner flag, and I am just looking to strike across the body with my inside toes are slightly up, so that way I can bend the ball around the goalkeeper. If you like this video and you want to learn more on these fundamental techniques, please check out my new Skool.com platform where there are more unreleased videos for you to improve your fundamentals. So the number 3 is essentially the same picture that we are drawing here, but if the defender's tight or defender's coming aggressive, chances are sometimes you just might get your shot blocked by that defender's reach. Sure, he's gonna come out and make himself quite big to get that block on, which means as that's happening, there's going to be an opportunity between the legs. If you study those top professionals who are really good at scoring goals, such as Mbappe, Harry Kane, Lewandowski, all these top strikers, they will look for these opportunities, small opportunities where they can go near post, using those defenders' advantage, right? Making himself look bigger, and we actually use that as our advantage to put the ball slide in right between the gaps of the legs, and then we go near post. So it's slightly difficult, more challenging for me to demonstrate how this might work without any goalkeeper or defender. But the idea is we don't want to hit too hard up in the air. We want to keep this ball relatively low and going near post. So again, small half cut, and then you go near post there. And oftentimes the striking technique, I like to use the inside, and you can see some of the professionals, they keep it consistent with their inside technique to go near posts. But you know, you can go with the laces. It's just not my preferred technique. I just happen to be finding the inside much easier to be precise and keep the elevation of the ball a lot lower too. So that's the shambles. That probably would get blocked. Ooh, that was not bad. That can happen. Oh, come on. All right, well, you get the idea. Let's move into the next one. So I've said before where football or soccer is a game of pattern recognition or games of patterns, which means if we do a half cut to the inside, a lot of times defender could follow. And if you think that shot is going to get blocked by the defender reaching for that ball, you just might have to change directions one more time. And this is when this technique comes in. We're gonna go a half cut and inside to change direction, and then we are going to finish. So theoretically, there, half cut and change direction to go. And you can finish with your left inside, or sorry, left laces, or right inside. Now, as far as this technique goes, you want to make sure that you make it look like you're about to take the shot, make the defender commit, and we simply change direction with our inside or the sole, whichever technique that you prefer to set yourself up for a quick shot. So like you just saw, it doesn't always have to be a one-touch cut across the strike. It can be a one-touch hook and the second touch push out to finish. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is going to be a half cut, pass inside and go. So which is a little 1-2. Sometimes you cut inside and there just might not be a room to cut inside or take a shot because you think it's going to get blocked. So we are utilizing our teammates who are looking to support. We play the pass, do a little give and go, enter the space behind the defender, and we go for a one-touch finish. So since again, you guys all know I don't have a friend, so I brought my friendly board here. I'm going to do a half cut, play onto the board. Hopefully I can receive behind the yellow pole, and then I can go a one-touch finish. Oh, goal. So these are 5 finishing techniques that you can use as an inverted winger. Go out there and practice, be equipped with all these skills so you can get scoring more goals. See you later. Hey, can you do a little 1-2 at the post? Oh,